What's up guys, how are y'all doing? Today I will be telling you about the past, present, and future of agriculture. I will also discuss the current problems and their possible solutions. Today, the world heavily relies on agriculture to keep it running. In agriculture there are many types and methods which I will go into more detail on later. But first, I will go into the history of agriculture. Before the first agricultural revolution, where agriculture was first invented, people were hunter-gatherers. They would travel and find the food they needed for daily subsistence. The most common type of hunting was fishing because it provided the most food and was the safest option, which is why they often settled by water. This was all before agriculture was invented. As ice melted and the environment heated up, plants started to flourish. The people started to gather these crops, and they had excess food. Since there was so much food in one place, they had a reason to settle in one place. They needed to store this excess food. This is what enabled the modern world to exist. Since they now had settlements, they could create tools to help them reap the yields of the crops. First, they developed digging sticks to break up the earth to prepare for planting. They also created sickles to harvest the crops. Later, the Egyptians improved on the digging sticks by inventing the plow that could be pulled by oxen. An improvement on the plow was making it turn the broken dirt upside down. Then, when that was exported to the US, the rich soil stuck to the metal, so John Deere then replaced the rough metal with polished steel to prevent the dirt from sticking. After that, the tractor was invented, and it ran on steam at the time. Since the tractor ran on steam, it was not very useful out on the field. It mostly was used for stationary things. That was until the gasoline engine was invented. Then John Deere's company bought a company that produced gasoline tractors because he saw the future in them. This enabled farms to have fewer farmers and horses. The Industrial Revolution enabled a lot of this to happen. Firstly, it began in Britain, where there was lots of coal. Then the steam engine was invented, which enabled steam-powered tractors, which started farm automation. A later improvement on this was the gasoline engine. They also made the seed drill to automate seed planting. All of these past revolutions have made farming what it is today. The first agricultural revolution invented agriculture. The second agricultural revolution made inventions to reduce man labor. The Industrial Revolution made today's automation possible. The current green revolution is increasing yields to support our growing population. There are also many environmental effects of these. We have massively reduced the genetic diversity of our crops. We have also increased deforestation to make space for farms, and the transportation of crops has hurt our environment. As we do this, we are causing climate change and bringing many plants and animals to extinction. These revolutions have also created inequality. As larger farms gain more equipment to make production cheaper, they put small family farms out of business. Also, since many crops are just exported cash crops, small farms do not get to eat the products of their work, like these cocoa farmers in the Ivory Coast. Another problem is our increasing population. By 2050, the world population would be almost 10 billion. We will have to have almost doubled our food production. People in agriculture are constantly trying to increase yields. This leads to them using controversial methods like GMOs. One of today's main topics of discussion is organic versus conventional farming. In organic farming, farmers use no artificial fertilizers, pesticides, or herbicides to increase taste at the cost of quantity. The counter to this is that it may not support the growing population. Conventional farming uses all three of these to increase yields at the cost of taste. Today, we have many methods of agriculture. There is shifting agriculture, where they often use slash and burn to let the soil regenerate. There is also subsistence, which supports small families. There is also pastoralism, where they domesticate animals and take the animals with them. There is also today's large-scale farming. In large-scale farming, they use many tools to reduce labor and increase yields. We use combine harvesters to cut the crops and separate the grains. Tractors are used to plow the fields, and they also drag a green drill to plant the seeds automatically. Most farms use pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizer to kill weeds and pests and to increase growth of the crops. They also use GPS to help automate these processes. GPS is used to make the tractor drive in straight lines to free up the operator to check his instruments. There are also systems to make maps to show where in the fields certain problems are. In the future, we may have driverless tractors. Autonomous pickers are also being invented that can pick strawberries twice as fast as humans. Next, we will make them capable of switching between crops. There are also systems to analyze livestock to see the signs of sickness and make sure they are healthy. Systems are also being developed to have pesticides be targeted at specific plants to reduce use by 90%. People are also developing systems that use lasers to zap the specific weeds. Drones and sensors are being used to analyze the land quickly and efficiently. People are also working on indoor farms to grow crops locally and to reduce transport costs. There are many problems that we need to deal with. Some solutions include GMO to increase yields. We may need to use vertical farms to save space. Indoor farms can also be used to create the perfect environment for any plants to save transportation. We should also pay farmers more to make them earn more and make it easier for small farms to survive. In conclusion, agriculture is a very important part of this world. There are many problems with it, so we must work together to remove these problems. There may be controversial methods, but we must make sure that we can feed the entire world and keep equality. The future of agriculture contains many improvements in today's green revolution. Here you have it, the past, present, and future of agriculture. These are the videos I watched for the information, and thank you for watching my presentation. Please subscribe and like this video. Just kidding.